Yo, what is up guys? It is your boy Clouds here, and today we are back again with another video. Today we're going to be doing a update 4 tier list. Now keep in mind this is a PvP tier list, and also keep in mind that this is my opinion and based off of my experiences. So if you guys disagree, that's completely fine. No need to argue in the comments, just politely, tell me what you disagree with, and we can have a conversation about it in the comments, you know what I'm saying? I love having conversations with y'all about stuff of controversy, but when it gets toxic, just gets a little too out of hand. So just try to not do that. Anyways, hopefully y'all do enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Support your boy. But getting right into the first tier, we got F tier, and I feel like this one shouldn't take too much time for me to really explain overall. I mean, it's Suke and Kilo. Now let me explain Kilo briefly since this fruit did just come out. Kilo in Arena, Kilo Smash, the only good move on it, mind you, takes up ult, which does not make sense to me. Now, if all you did say he would fix this, and if he does, I feel like this would go up a tiny bit, but there's still one more issue with it. One, it does literally no damage, even if you do have a ton in Devil Fruit, which I have tested out. And two, once you do land it, it knocks back so far you cannot confirm off of it. Even if you get a block break, they have enough time, more than enough time, to recover and complete the dodge move. So Kilo, I just don't see really any use for it in PvP, not at all. Suke is better than Kilo, and y'all already know how Suke is. I don't even need to get into Suke. That's just a moot point at that point. Now, with that F tier out the way, let's get into C tier, which this one might be a little controversial, because all of these fruits, well, other than Marrow, in Update 3 were pretty solid. I mean, Bari, with the infinite combos in Update 3 and such, and Bomb, just being really good at grinding and not bad for PvP at all. Let me just explain. So Bomb, it is a good around starter fruit, decent for PvP starting out, but it just doesn't have much for PvP. It doesn't have much combo potential. The dash is kind of really bad because of the end lag on it, and against high level players or even like average players, it is really difficult to do well as a Bomb. And while yes, because of the new weapons, there is couple new things you can do with Bomb, a couple new combo potentials and stuff like that, there's just not much you can overall do with Bomb, and I think we can all agree on that for the most part. Bari, I think because of the Soru nerf, a lot of the stuff you could do with Bari are not there anymore, as well as a lot of the cheese methods with Bari did get nerfed in Arena because, well, they did say that in the doc. So yeah, Bari is just not as good anymore. But I can't really say much else on that. I've ran into a couple Bari users, and I completely fodderized them. That's all I can say. No toxicity, but it's just how it is. That is just how it is. You feel me? Now, Marrow. With Marrow, my boy Suki did tell me Marrow got buffed, and that he actually ran into a good Marrow user in Gladiator. But because I haven't personally experienced it, I cannot rank it any more than C tier. I didn't see any Marrow buff in the docs, so I'm not too sure if Marrow did actually get buffed. He said the stun got buffed, and which if it did, then I would probably put, like depending on how much the stun was that got buffed, I'd probably put Marrow into B tier. Any Marrow users who are watching this, I'm only putting it here because I'm not too sure about it. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys, if Marrow did get a sizable buff, then, I'd be willing to put it in B tier. But because I just don't know, I'm just going to put it in C tier. I'm going to acknowledge that I got a buff and not put it in F, because I was originally considering putting it in F because it's Update 3 Marrow was just completely awful. Moving on into B tier, I feel like a lot of people, this is going to be the controversial one. This is really going to be the controversial one. All the other 2 tiers, I feel like we can mostly agree on, but this one's going to be the controversial one. 1, Tori, and 2, Pika. I feel like most of us can agree on Zushi and Gomu, but let me get into it. A lot of people, and I've talked to a lot of really good PvPers in the community about Tori, and I kind of felt this way as well. Tori just feels really weak this update. Maybe it's due to the fact that it didn't get changed and a lot of other stuff did, or maybe it's due to the fact that the natural stamina regen got nerfed. Also, a lot of stamina regen items got nerfed, which directly impacts Tori, as well as some other stuff that got nerfed that affects Tori as well. But Tori just doesn't feel as strong as it did in Update 3, mainly because a lot of stuff, like I said, just got nerfed, and Tori itself did not get touched this update, which is bad considering so much other stuff that got added, changed, buffed, etc, etc. You get what I'm saying. Tori just does not feel very dominant this update. Now, that being said, Tori is still a good choice to go for no matter what. No matter how you look at it, Tori will always be a solid choice to go for, but there are just better options in the meta right now, and I think we can all agree on that. Now, Gomu, this one surprised me, and honestly, I'd be willing to put it higher depending on what stuff we can find. I'm putting it here just because it's still a new fruit. We haven't found out much with it, but the stuff we have found out is pretty insane. Now, if you put all of your points in fruit, you can confirm a Gatling, literally up tilting the Gatling, so long as you jump with the Gatling to keep them in there. It is a confirm, and I've seen people deal upwards of like 21 per tick with Gatling, and it's just insane. It literally kills you with one Gatling. That alone enough is just to make that cheese alone is enough to put it in B tier. Now, there are other ways you can play Gomu, such as using it as a secondary. My boy self-titled, you know what I'm saying, or Ya, depending on what you go for, and my boy Rash have showed that Gomu, you know, has potential with Blackleg. Use it as a secondary. It does have some decent combo enders, like bazooka and pistol, as well as rifle. Balloon does have its uses as well, not as much, as well as rocket. So it is quite versatile in PvP. Like, I was quite surprised how good this rare was, and in the future it will get better over time. So that's why I placed it at B. Zushi also in B. I just feel like Zushi doesn't really have as much as it did update 3. I don't know why that is, but it just doesn't seem like Zushi is as strong, and other PvPers agree with me on that as well. This is just my opinion. I'd honestly be willing to place Zushi in A tier, possibly, if we find out some more stuff with it. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand with that right now. Now we got B, on top of B, Pika. I do think Pika is the best out of B tier. And this is also going to be a controversial topic because a lot of people seem to think Pika is OP. In PvP, Pika is just not all that solid. Like, it is a solid mid to low high tier fruit in my opinion. The moves are just really easy to PB, doesn't really have as much combo potential as well as damage. And I feel like the reason a lot of people think that it's OP is just because of spammers. Pika is an easily spammable fruit, but that only works to a certain degree of skill. Once you run into a really good player, you know, they're going to kind of take advantage of Pika's weaknesses, and you'll start to realize kind of the gap that separates Pika with other fruits. So while Pika is not a bad choice at all, and if you go with Pika, you will be really well set off, it is not the best fruit like people try to make it out to be. Like, I'm sorry, it's not as good as people make it out to be. If you guys disagree, that is completely fine. Don't get me wrong, that is completely fine. Pika is a very solid fruit in my opinion, but I just don't think it could be at A tier. But if it was, it would be at the bottom of A tier. Speaking of which, getting into A tier, I feel like this is a tier that we can all kind of agree on. The reason I put unordered on there is because, well, it's kind of hard to say any one of these are better than the other. But starting out at the bottom, Spin. Do I need to really say anything about Spin? Let me just tell you something. It has a barrage that does 12 per tick, that gives you plus frames, which only requires, I think, like 120 to get that 12 per tick, plus frames, pair it up with 2-sword style, and you got pretty much a one-shot combo. Insane. Insane. Needless to say, I think this probably could get nerfed later on in the future because there's no reason a common fruit should be this good. But it is what it is right now. You know, it is very dominant in the meta. There are literally leaderboard players that abuse this cheese, and that have abused it to get where they are on the leaderboard. So if that doesn't, you know, tell you a reason why it's an A tier, then I don't know what is. But for now, like I said, it probably will get nerfed in the future. But for now, here it is. Next, we got Mara. Mara is just an overall really good fruit for PvP in my opinion. It was really solid in update 3. And it even got better in update 4 because of Crab Cutlass. Literally, Crab, Ladder, 5-in-1 into up tilt, into Ladder, into Flame Pillar is a true combo, and it is actually insane. Mara has a lot of stuff to offer, and I think, you know, if you want to get into PvP, Mara is a very solid fruit to eat for that. It's very easy to use, very spammable fruit, easy combos. It is not a combo fruit, however, it does have very simple combos is what I meant to say. High damage dealing fruit overall. Next up on the list, Gora. In my opinion, Gora is probably the most balanced fruit in the game. It doesn't have inherently anything too overpowered, but it is not bad by any means. having those many guard breaks is definitely a good thing, and the combo potential with this fruit is actually insane. You feel me? So Gore, this is a really good time to eat Gore. Having a solid fruit like this that is very well rounded is nice to have in this update, going into update 4. You know what I'm saying? The combo potential with like great sword and cutlass, and even some other weapons. You know what I'm saying? It pairs together quite nice. So if you have Gore, consider eating that, because it's a really solid fruit for PvP, in my opinion, at least. Now, Hiei at the top of A. Now, this is an unordered tier, so don't think I'm saying Hiei is better than everything else. But in case you guys weren't aware, the Hiei Mink Golden Pole Infinite combo is still in the game, boys. Nothing about that got changed. Nothing about the Hiei Infinite combos really got changed at all. And so, in my opinion, there's no way Hiei couldn't be anything less than A tier, at least. Just the amount of stuff you could do with Hiei is just crazy, bro. Now, I just think it is slightly less than the fruits we have in S tier, which is why I don't really think it deserves S tier, because like I said, it's just slightly worse. And I think all of these A tiers are just kind of just a cut under the rest of the S tier by just a tiny bit. Getting into S tier, I'm sure this will come to no surprise to any of you. These 3 fruits right now are very much dominant in the meta. Goro and Pika really got an indirect buff because of the Blackleg M1s. There's no reason you should use Rokushiki with Goro because you don't get any use from it. Having 50 M1s now with Goro, those high damage combos that were in update 3 just got even higher damage than they were before because of the 50 M1 difference now, and it is quite crazy. The lightning paralyzation nerf did absolutely nothing, and there's been a bunch of people that have found infinite combos with Goro in this update as well with Crab Cutlass and other weapons. Quite insane, bro. Quite insane. If you got Goro and you want easy wins, definitely eat that, in my opinion. You will get bored of it though in a couple days, don't get me wrong. Magu. From bottom to top. From bottom to top. From rags to riches. All I gotta say is one word. Magma Eruption. Unreactable move, comes out so quick and has hyper armor. What more could you ask for, bro? What more could you ask for? You can land on Magma Eruption, depending on how many points you have in Devil Fruit, off of a simple 5M1 combo without even having to move. Do the 5M1 combo, throw an Eruption, your opponent won't even be able to PB it, block, get out the way, or nothing, depending on how many points you have in it. Insane. All the moves just do a ton of damage. And the combos, bro, if you've watched, you know, Drag or Suki or Afro Boy with the combos they have with Crab Cutlass, Magu, sheesh, you wouldn't even want to go against it, bro. It's crazy. All 3 of these fruits are in such a dominant state, which is also why I put this in unordered. I don't know if I could put any one of these above each other because they're so good. Every one of them are good in their own way. It's crazy. Now, getting up on the last of this fruit tier list, we have Suna no Mi, you feel me? I feel like I don't even really need to explain this much as well, to be honest, because we all know Suna's actually busted right now in the game. Literally mad infinite combos. Just the stun on Desert Cutlass alone makes it insane. Think about it this way. You could do a 5M1 combo into up tilt, aim your Cutlass downwards, get another 5M1 combo. If you have Crab Cutlass, go for the up tilt into lunge combo, get another 5M1 combo into Collier, another 5M1 combo into up tilt into Frenzy, and then go on from whatever you want right there. Depending on how many points you have in Fruit and Sword, your opponent's literally basically dead from all that. Needless to say, this is actually a very busted fruit, and I would not be surprised if any one of these 3 fruits in S tier got nerfed later down in the future. That's just my personal opinion on that though. Anyways, wrapping up this video, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Here's the full list right here. This is, again, just my opinion, so don't get upset if, you know, your favorite fruit got low in this. But I tried to reason as much as possible and get a lot of info before I made this list. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. I love all y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.